I can't believe how far you've come as a writer already. Well done. Remember, you started off by thinking about something that was important to you and a story to go with it. Then you touched each page and told the most important things that happened in the order that they happened, beginning, middle, and end. You sketched out those ideas, and then you finished it off by writing your story. When you do that, that's called a draft, and you already have at least one draft finished. Nicely done. You know, when we write a draft, we do write the beginning, middle, and end, but there are some other important things that we can remember as we move forward making new drafts. When we write a story, it's important that we include details. Details are things that help tell and explain the important events. It helps your reader imagine the story in their mind. Let's think about some details from Hooray for Wadney Wat to see how the author did that. Here's the first detail. While the other rodents scurried and scooted about at recess, Wadney hid inside his jacket. Look at all the details the author included that help you really picture what's happening. The author used things like scurried and scooted, told us what they did. He hid inside of his jacket. Those details give you a picture in your mind of what's happening. Another detail that was in Hooray for Wadney Wat is we felt very, very uncomfortable. So now you know how the characters were feeling in the story. Those are all details that the author included to help you as a reader to really get excited about the story. And that's what we're going to practice doing today. Your learning target for today is this. I can draft a narrative story by including details to describe actions, thoughts, and feelings. Are you ready? I want you to read that along with me. I can draft a narrative story by including details to describe actions, thoughts, and feelings. As we've been building our drafts, we've been telling the most important events in the order that they happened, which is really important when we're doing a personal narrative story. Today, we're going to add an extra challenge to that. Today, as you tell the most important events in the order they happen, I want to teach you how to add details. Details include actions, the things you were doing in the story, thoughts, what were you thinking about as the story was happening, and feelings, how did you feel as the story was taking place. Today, we're going to start a new story. So the first thing to do is go back to your idea list. Here's my idea list from the one that I made on lesson 1. Today I think I'm going to tell the story about going to the park with my friend Melissa. So now that I have my story idea, the next thing I need to do is tell the most important events in the order they happened. And remember, to do that, we touch each page and say what happened in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Well, in the beginning, we went to the park and went to the swing sets. In the middle, we looked for 2 empty swings next to each other. And at the end, we swung together as high as we could go. Well, that's the most important events in the order they happened, but did you notice what I forgot? Details. There's no actions, thoughts, or feelings as I told my story. Let me do that again. Okay. In the beginning, we raced toward the swing set. So that gives an action. It tells them how we went toward the swing set. And in the middle, I remembered that we were looking for 2 empty swings next to each other. So I might say it like this. As we looked at the swing set, I thought, boy, I hope we find 2 empty swings right next to each other. Did you see how I added a thought? Let me try adding a feeling to the ending. As we swung together as high as we could go, I felt so excited and a little bit scared. Did you see how I added some actions, thoughts, and feelings as I told my story? That's what's going to make my story really exciting. Now it's your turn to practice. I want you to think about the ideas that you put on your topic idea list and pick one that you'd like to write about next. I want you to practice telling the most important events and the order that they happened. But as you do, make sure you're adding details. Add some actions. What were you thinking? How did you feel? Make sure you're telling those things as you're telling the beginning, middle, and end of your story. you're going to head to the next Nearpod slide and record yourself practicing telling the beginning, middle, and end of your new story, including actions. So head to the next Nearpod slide.